Hello, Leo the cat with you. Today is scary story time. Listen to it till the end and draw the right conclusions. I get scared myself when I remember her. So I went to the bar to have a glass of cat energy drink and eat. In the deep darkness of the forest, among the closed trees, where only the rustling of leaves broke the dead silence, lived a lonely forester. No one knew where he came from, or where his supernatural abilities came from. His existence was shrouded in mystery and mysticism. He was like a part of the forest itself, hidden in its webs, green branches and dark, dense thickets. The forester's past was framed by bitter memories and hidden fear, but his present and future were shaped by his incomprehensible abilities. The forester possessed a terrible power that could not be ignored. It was a special evening when a group of young adventurers came into the forest. They carried with them a longing for adventure and an adrenaline rush that they could only experience in the remote, untrodden places of nature. The undivided, peaceful atmosphere of this forest teased their curiosity more and more. They wanted to call upon forces that could not be understood and referred to the earthly. But this was a dangerous path. On the edge of the world's edges, it tormented their thoughts. The sky blocked the way with a dark thundercloud, inevitably foreshadowing a storm. Walking along the edge of the forest, they passed a valley where the wind whispered its secrets. At last they found a clearing, permeated with ominous energy. Everyone decided that this was where they would find the answers to their questions. Their attraction to danger outweighed common sense and caution. Under the arches of tall trees with dense, light-blocking foliage, in the center of a circle of candles, they began to perform the ritual of calling. Spells filled the night, creating dark echoes in the soft silence. Clenching their fists, the adventurers repeated the dreaded words and waited for the signal to summon them. And then, at the most terrible moment, when the water in the puddle became quiet and the moon disappeared, a quiet whistle of unknown origin was heard, imbued with hissing horror. From the twilight depths of the forest emerged the forester. He was tall and bent, with a face covered in scars and unkempt stubble. His eyes shone with a bright, cold light, and his arms, which seemed too long, hid a deadly force. The travelers froze in bewilderment and fear, realizing that they had awakened a forgotten evil. The forester approached slowly, his steps drowning in the dense atmosphere of the night. He did not speak a word, but his presence alone screamed throughout the forest. The seekers were entangled in the otherworldly charm of the one who had appeared, as if the roots of the trees were penetrating their consciousness. They tried to resist, but their strength melted away like a shadow in the darkness. And then the forester spoke. "Do not be afraid, travelers. The forest is my home. And now for you too. Come to me. There I will tell you many interesting stories, feed you and give you a place to stay for the night." And with a friendly gesture he called for them to follow him. Everyone was sitting at the table. Outside the moon hid behind the clouds and it became completely dark. The forester chatted non-stop, saying that he had no enemies among the animals. And he liked to feed the wolves. Then the wolves howled under the window. The forester laughed terribly and suddenly left the house. But soon he returned with a gun at the ready. "The wolves want to eat, let's go quickly into the forest." No one remembered how the friends escaped from the forester's house. Miraculously, everyone got out of the forest alive, but not quite healthy. In torn clothes, scratched, with broken nails and with pants full of impressions. More adventurers did not allow rash actions. They protected themselves and their loved ones. Of course, they shared their bitter experience with others. That is how I learned about this story.